Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks, and it's Friday. It's Fan Art Friday. And so what am I doing today? If you looked at the, little video description, usually I've got things like, whatever, Star Wars or stuff like that. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what is this? Ocho? What's that? Well, Ocho is actually a character by a local artist out here. Very prolific. His name is Eric Mingle, and Ocho is his creation. And for a while now, I've been wanting to do. There've been a bunch of other artists who've done his character, and actually he's appeared in some mainstream books and things. But he does mini comics, and I'll show you a few real quick before I get started. So you can see this is just a few. I mean, he's already into the 30s right now with his. He's been doing this for a long time. Like I said, very prolific. He does I mean, this guy is like the mini comics king. I mean, him. Well, actually, there's a few out here. And I'll probably mention some of the other guys later if I do some of their characters. But I just wanted to do a little homage to one of his characters, Ocho. This is basically his only character. This is what he does. He lives and breathes comics, and he does all this stuff super indie, super traditionally. Even prints out his own Zipatone and does it all with an X-Acto knife. It's all traditional, so some very cool stuff. So I've been telling him I've been wanting to do one of these for a while, and just my version of his character. So I'm glad to finally get around to it. But yeah, so Ocho is like a missionary from outer space and comes here, and basically, he's a hero. So so tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day. And I'm sure him and some other local creators will be out there, so I'm going to try to drop the sketch by to him then. And let's see. So also, what's cool is they're doing all kinds of other events, not just Free Comic Book Day, but they're doing, the Phoenix Library out here is doing their own, what do you call it? It's like Free Comic Book Day Eve. And so they've got some events and things that they're doing. So should be pretty cool. Just trying to lay out a few. I'm using a different pencil than I usually use. I may have shown this, but I'm used to using my drafting lead like that. That's a little lighter. But I'm trying this. It's more of a mechanical pencil, so we're going to see how it works. I think you might be able to see this a little better, and I'm hoping that my video quality is a lot better than it used to be. Well, I was using as you guys know, I was using my iPhone for a while, filming everything with that, but I was having issues as far as just storage. It would keep cutting off on me. And so then I remembered, well, I was doing this stuff before with a webcam. So I went back to do the webcam. The last couple episodes have been on webcam, and just the quality just was not that great. So then I'm like, well, I don't want to have to buy a new camera, but I might have to, and I'm looking for options and things like that to see what's out there that's not terribly expensive. And then I realize that my kids, that I bought my ex-wife and I went together and bought these cameras for each of our boys a while back, and since then they've got they've got cell phones, so they're not using these anymore. They're just sitting in a drawer collecting dust. And I'm thinking the quality's probably not that good because they're older. But so I pulled them out and I'm looking at them, and I looked on YouTube and saw some videos of just some of the like specs and everything, and they're actually pretty good quality cameras, and hopefully you can this video hopefully can attest to that. But yeah, so I'll show you. So I've got two of them, the one I'm filming with and this other one. The piece fell out here, but it still works and everything. But it's called that's the piece on the back. I just taped it so I don't lose it. But they've, you know, it's full HD and everything. It seems to work fine. It's specifically, you know, made for like sharing on YouTube. There's a share button right here. I can share. Of course, I do some, not much, but some, a little bit of editing. I put like little bumpers and things on the back and the front and things like that. But I am looking to do more editing, and the cool thing is the software that I'm looking at to doing those editing has a multi-camera feature, so I could hook up two of these little guys and have different camera angles and everything. So that's super cool, and I'm not going to have to go out and buy a new camera. So I'm excited about that. It's weird how, you know, just technology goes so fast that here we've got these cameras just sitting there gathering dust, and they're good cameras. So I don't know. So I'm gonna put this guy in an action scene. So he's got kind of like the thing. He's got just the 3 fingers and the thumb. And then in the foreground, I'm going to put some little robot guys that he's just busting up. Let's see, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do here. Maybe they've got like some kind of visor or something that's coming back here. Put some little battle damage. I want to show that he's popping this guy's head off, so we'll have some wires, and then wires coming out the neck. And of course, you know, I will go ahead and ink this. So yeah, Eric is actually a huge Jack Kirby fan, so I want this thing to have a lot of life to it. But yeah, I called one of my comic stores. Like, I always want to do like these free comic day events, and I'm always kind of late to the game because, for one, I'm usually prepping for Phoenix Comic Con, which, you know, is for me pretty involved in like my setup and everything like that. But sometimes I have my, oh gee, let me see. I just realized I don't have an eraser handy, and I don't know where one is. Hopefully I don't have to run and get one. Oh, here's one. Okay. But yeah, I usually have my kids with me, and of course, you know, my daughter would love to go check out like Free Comic Book Day, but she's not really going to want to stay there for the whole time. So actually, they'll be over at my ex's house. So yeah, I want to go check out. There's like a little mini convention at one of the comic book stores, but I was trying to see if I could get into, if they had any table space where I could sign, but I think I was a little late to it. I haven't heard anything back. But that's one thing I want to do more, is just get involved more with the, you know, the indie comic scene here in Arizona, because we've got a pretty big community. So, because it seems like there's always something going on. You know, I know a few of these guys, but a lot of these guys don't even like know who I am, because I just haven't been out there, you know, promoting my books or anything, mainly because I want to be further along with it. But so that's something that I'm going to try to do more of. So yeah, geez, what do I want to do here? I don't know if I want to do some like kind of Kirby Crackle back here. It's almost like it's a space adventure. Yeah, so should have some cool videos planned coming up. I've got I've been getting a lot of stuff in the mail, so I might do like one of these unboxing videos. Let's just add a little more detail before I start inking here. Can't see much of his face, but I want to get like fangs. Now I'll have to ask him, because there's, in some depictions of him, he has like pointy ears, and some he has round ears. Now I don't know, I haven't seen anything in the story, or maybe I just haven't noticed if like maybe he changes, or if maybe there's just not really a model to follow. But now sometimes he just wears like kind of black underwear, and sometimes he wears like a sports jersey with a big O on it. So that's what I'm going to do here. Want these guys to have a little more, let's see, like antenna type things on them. This is, if you see, you know, I usually work pretty roughly, but yeah, so should be fun tonight. There's it's First Friday, which is like a kind of like an art walk type thing that I'm going to go to, and like I said, the comic, or the library is doing some comic programming, or you know, some kind of a event. I don't know what you call that. Alright, we're probably good enough to start going to ink on some of this stuff. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, so I'm going to do that, go walk around, check out some stuff, check out the comic book programming, and then hopefully this weekend I'll have time to work on some of these other videos. I'm going to start doing a video series that's just like pro tips for comic conventions. I've mentioned this on other shows and things like that, so. Oh yeah, we need some kind of debris and things. There's some wires coming out here, like he's just smashing this guy up, something fierce. All right, cool. So let's break out some ink and my brushes. And my oh, this thing is just mangled. Look at that. I can't know if you can see that. See if I can sort of bring it back to life. I'm gonna try to pour a little ink in this little cap. So yeah, I'm anxious to see how this looks when I load it up, the video quality and everything. If you can move this over so you can kind of see. Just trying to get a decent amount of ink on my brush and trying to make sure the tip comes to a point. Let's see what we got here. So what else is going on? I finally finished the Marvel Daredevil that's on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen that, if you're a superhero fan at all, or something, maybe even if you're not, it's really, really good. The only thing I wasn't so crazy about was just the costume. And I don't know if is it, as many bad things you could say about that original Daredevil with Ben Affleck. I think that got the costume pretty close. This one looks a little more like Batman, and it's also it also kind of looks like that '90s costume where he had like the black and red. I don't know if you guys remember that '90s Daredevil costume, but you really don't even see the costume till like the last episode. So, but it is, yeah, it's really a good show. I'm anxious to see what else they're doing. And I was thinking to myself, it might, I don't know who owns the rights to The Punisher, if that's owned by Marvel now or if it's still owned by another studio, but I know there's no plans to put him in that universe. There's plans to put like Power Fist and Power Fist, Power Man and Iron Fist and Jessica Jones and stuff, and then roll that into the Defenders. But it seems like the Punisher would fit really good into that universe because the TV universe is a lot more grim and gritty than the, than the what they call the cinematic universe. Or I don't know if that's considered the same thing because I think everything, unlike DC, I think Marvel said everything is in the same universe, even the TV stuff. Because they did mention, casually, very, briefly, they mentioned something about Thor and Iron Man. Not by name, but they just said, something about, not, we don't have like a magic hammer or a, super ecto suit or whatever you call it, suit of armor, Iron Man, So, but yeah, sometimes I'll complain that, like, especially like the DC stuff, that it's just not everything has to be dark and gritty, which I'll stand by. But certain characters, that's kind of what they are. Daredevil's one of them. Batman's another. And I don't mind seeing that, a dark and gritty tale like that. But sometimes you just want comics to be fun. That's what I like about this character, It's just good comic book fun. I mean, very Kirby influenced, and so, one of the other reasons why I wanted to do this is because the creator, Eric, he is running a Kickstarter right now, and I will put the information in the comment section, or not the comment section. I always get those things confused. The description. And you might want to check it out. He's like, he started with like a very modest goal. I mean, his goal seriously was only like, he does, like I said, he does mini comics, and he's, proud to do mini comics, and he's out there to do these because he has a passion for it and everything. So his goal was only like $50, which obviously he met, and is like soaring way past that. So, but I was thinking the same thing if I ever run a Kickstarter, because I don't know how a Kickstarter would do that I have anything to do with. I just don't know how well it would be received. So, if I ever do a Kickstarter, the first one I do is going to be something that, if I have to, I can actually, pay to produce it myself, and just set a very modest or very low goal, and then so hopefully I'll meet that or hopefully exceed that. But if I need to, then I can just also pick up whatever I don't make. Even if I had like an amount that I would need to actually print it, and if I don't make that, then at least I get some money, and then I can foot the bill for the rest of it. So hopefully, I don't know how this camera works in particular. I don't know if it has, the one good thing about using the iPhone is that it has the kind of the camera lock feature, so I can lock it on the page and not my hand, so it doesn't like focus on my hand. I don't know if this camera has that same feature or not. I haven't noticed it, or what it actually looks like when I'm moving my hand in here, but I'll know soon enough when I upload this. And it also has a removable like a SD card. So it says, according to this, it says that the 4 gig card I have, it said I had, oh, it's a little messy, like under 2 hours, just under 2 hours, which is plenty. But it's like, that was the problem. Anytime I went over an hour on my iPhone, it would just like shut off on me. So, and I can get up to a 32 gig. I think it'll handle a 32 gig SD card, so I might want to get that, just, you know, just so I can hold more. But I usually, you know, I film these and then I upload them and then I just delete them, so. Alright, should probably go, am I off camera? Go in and do some work on his face here. So, I don't know if this was the right pose. A lot of his face is obscured a little bit, but that's cool. As long as you can see his eyes and a little bit of his mouth, you get the gist of the character. Got a lot of black under his eyes. So I'm hoping that these are fun for people, even though you may not be as familiar with these characters. I think a lot of people that just check them out just to check them out. You know, I'm sure some people find like the hashtags and things, or the whatever tagging system YouTube has, and they find some of the stuff just because it says Star Wars or whatever, but I think a lot of people just like to watch people draw, so, and hopefully talk, I don't know. Sometimes I got a lot to say. It seems like there's a lot going on, it's not coming to me right now, so I like to kind of keep this one-sided conversation going so it's not too boring. So let's see, some of the stuff that I got in the mail that I haven't opened yet, but I'll do in this unboxing. I ordered a button maker. I've been ordering a lot of stuff for the comic convention. I ordered some fabric that I'm going to try to do some like bow ties, like custom. I did a bunch of designs that I'm going to try to put on bow ties. And it all goes along with the theme of CircWorks is sort of this geeky mad scientist lab, like basically like a mad scientist supply store. So if you are an aspiring mad scientist or an established mad scientist even, and you would like to buy some stuff, some experiments or whatever, or prints to adorn your evil lair, I want CircWorks to kind of be the hub for that type of thing. So these bow ties will kind of fit along with that, some kind of geeky science looking bow ties. And what else? Got a couple messenger bags. I'm going to try those out and see how they do. I'm going to go talk to a guy about putting some designs on those. I've got kind of a cool design that I like that I think will do good. I don't know. Most of the stuff is just experimenting. I don't know what's going to sell at the show and what isn't. But I will keep you guys posted on that as we go. especially when I start doing these convention, little convention videos on like exhibiting at Artist Alley or, a booth or whatever. So I'm starting to get kind of a dry brush technique with this, partially because the brush is frayed, partially because there's not enough ink on my brush. This one would be fun to do in color just because he is like a blue character. But I think I'm just gonna do this one black and white line art. Most of the comic, his comics are all, except for the cover, usually black and white anyway, so. This one leg is a lot thinner than the other. Let's see if we can fix that. So I've been, it's funny because I got a lot of videos and stuff to catch up on YouTube. It's funny, I watch, sometimes I'm just looking for stuff to watch, but today, you've got the little recommended things, and there's like, like, oh, I want to see that, or oh, so-and-so has a new video up, and there's people that haven't had videos up in a while that have new videos up, and so I've got like so much stuff to watch now. I went to, I kind of, usually I draw, I watch videos and everything while I'm drawing, but I had a few events this week. I finished, I should have brought it up here, I don't have it by me, but the comic book I was working on, the educational comic, The Time Traveler, issue 2, featuring Kenny Dobbs, who is the world champion dunk artist, slam dunk artist. So they just unveiled that comic book, what was it, yesterday, and they had a the client that it's through is it's a nonprofit. It's a big they do a lot of stuff with the schools and get kids on the right path and things like that. So so they had schools from out of state. It was like just a big I don't know what you would call that. They call it a master's course, but it's just people from all these other states that use the program and everything. And so they had Kenny, the slam dunk artist, come out, did some cool tricks on the court and everything, and then they unveiled the comic, and so I was out doing that, and I had another event with that same thing before then, where they had one of these guys that do these whiteboard presentations. I don't know if you've ever seen those. And I actually mention a lot of this on Jeff Lafferty's show. I was just on there today. You should check that out too. Oh, I don't know if I like that so much. Hold on. I guess that's all right. But where was I? But I'll mention this again. So if you don't not familiar with that, there's this really cool video. It's super funny. If you're one of these people that when these businesses, start talking all this business jargon and everything, there's a video by Weird Al called Mission Statement, and it's not a parody. And just to let you guys know, if you're not a fan of Weird Al, he does a lot of other stuff other than parodies, although most people haven't heard him. But in my opinion, the stuff that he does that aren't parodies, that's his best stuff. But anyway, so he does this song. It's more of a pastiche, I guess. It's kind of in the style of a certain music act, but it's not a parody of any particular song. But I think it's in the style of like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. But anyway, so the song Mission Statement, if you Google it, It's got one of these whiteboard guys, and they just basically draw everything that you're saying in a meeting. And the song is super funny. I would recommend anyone who hasn't seen it to check it out. But yeah, so they had a guy that was doing that kind of stuff. And that was kind of cool to see that happening. Yeah, they had originally asked me to do it, but one, I was just, at the time I was so busy, and two, I've never done anything like that. But yeah, I probably, after seeing it, in some ways I probably could do it, but it's like, one thing you need to know about me is that my spelling and my grammar are like really bad. If I didn't have like the computer telling me how to spell certain things, yeah, it would get pretty ugly. So, and when you're up there writing, you gotta write things out and everything real quick. So, yeah, I don't know that that's for me. Oh yeah, let's get some more Kirby Crackle back here. Should be a pretty fun action pose. All right. So now let me just go around the edges here, thicken them up, and we'll go in and add some blacks in some certain areas. Yeah, I heard about another, like this little mini convention too, that I might check out. The tables were only like $30. I think it's in June. But yeah, there's so many different places out here to like exhibit or go to on the weekend. There's, I think, one comic store that just has people set up tables, and they do like a little mini convention every weekend. I haven't checked it out, so I don't know, you know, if it's, you know, if it's worth checking out or not. Well, I mean, it is worth checking out, but if it's worth doing or not. But yeah, so I was watching when I said there was a bunch of videos on YouTube. I was watching Gazbot's video, and I didn't finish it yet. I got halfway through it before I need to switch over and do this. But yeah, he's been showing like clips of him at different cons and stuff. And I don't know where he was in this last one, but he had some, I have to remember to mention him in the links too. But he had some like these pictures of like some really cool costumes. Like one was like, I don't know if it's a costume or just like a freestanding like mannequin thing, but a Sketsy from Dark Crystal. It looked pretty cool. That would be like, actually, I don't think I've ever seen anyone dressed up as like a Sketsy, like walking around. That would be pretty cool. I should get a thing here so I don't mess everything up. I'll put a shadow behind this little antenna type thing. Since this is a helmet, I want to curve it out a little bit like this, like it's following the curvature of the helmet. I don't know if you can even tell that because it's kind of going off the page there. I'm trying to keep this also in screen. One of the problems with this little camera, it's got a little tiny window, so I'm constantly looking up to try to see if everything's in frame. Go around his head here, thicken this up a little bit. A lot of this is going to be framed by this Kirby Crackle, this black stuff here, so some of these lines don't need to be thickened. So yeah, let me know if you like these videos where I'm doing like other characters. Because, I mean, I did one, you know what, I did do one like this before. I did Kevin Cross, I did Monkey Mod a while back. Forgot about that one. So this isn't the first time that I've done that. There we go. Let's fill in the visor here on his helmet. This robot guy. This is one I'm trying to draw a little bit faster than I usually draw. Since it's, you know, a lot of times when I do these videos, I'm just doing like a head sketch, or, you know, this one's got a little more stuff going on, but. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to try to get into one of these comic stores and, you know, I don't have any free comics to give away, but I said I'd do some free sketching and stuff, but I haven't heard anything back, so it's always next year. I was excited about it when I sent out the email, but now it's like so much time's gone by that I'd pretty much, if they call me now, I'd probably be like, yeah. It was like, now I'm thinking, well, I got a bunch of other stuff I got to take care of, so we'll see. Some kind of metallic stuff going on here. Shadows back in that socket, maybe where this little piece comes up. A little shadow there. Definitely under this arm socket here. It's the problem with working loose like me. Sometimes I don't really know what's going on. Hopefully it looks okay when it's done. I don't know. Might be doing a lot of button making this weekend. I don't know. I've got this. Did I mention that I got a button maker in the mail? I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to do another unboxing video and then hopefully open that up, and anxious to give it a test run. All right, I'm getting there. I do a little shadow where his hand's coming over his chest here. Where the shirt comes down a little bit. Is that off screen? Sorry. Fill in his mouth a little bit. And let's just start popping in this black. Let me move all this up so you can see. Filling in this Kirby Crackle stuff. This is an effect that, yes, I just totally ripped off of Jack Kirby. I'm not the only one. He kind of popularized it. But it's always just fun just to throw it in. I use this technique on some of my like graphic design prints. It's the way he does it's real rough, like he just throws in little dots and things, but sometimes it looks cool to do it with you know, real like tight vector drawings, and then I'll do other things, like I'll put little wisps in them here, and I don't know. Not for this though. I'm running out of ink. I'm gonna have to refill that thing pretty soon. I got another box in the mail. I'll probably, like I said, I'll do this as part of my unboxing, but if you can see, it's got some Japanese writing, so I'm pretty sure that is my manga ink, which I was running low on, so I'll be anxious to get back to inking with that stuff, because I really like it. This stuff's not bad. This is Speedball, so it's not too bad. But I can't, well, back when I said that I was going to do, that I was thinking about maybe doing color, yeah, I couldn't do it with this stuff. This stuff will smudge with the Copics, or Copics, whatever you want to call them. But the manga stuff does not. It's deleter number 5, if you're curious, if you haven't seen any of my other videos that I mentioned it. And if, while I'm talking and just spouting things up at the top of my head, if you guys have any questions, please, you know, leave a question in the comments section and I'll try to get back to you. Go back here. See that? Another thing I might have to look into is a mic setup. If anyone has any recommendations of a good way to capture audio, good and inexpensive. Because I know, especially when I'm doing videos where I'm moving around, like right now I'm filming a video of me creating a prop, so I should have another Mad Props episode coming out really soon. It's almost done. The project's almost done. I've got one more piece that needs to be printed and that I can apply to this prop. And then that should be up sometime early next week if all goes well. But why did I bring that up? I brought that up for a reason. Oh, so yeah, when I'm doing these, I'm kind of when I'm doing those videos, I'm not just in front of a table. I'm kind of moving around, and sometimes I'm away from the mic and it's hard to hear. So I want to get some kind of like I don't know, like a lavalier type microphone setup or something where I can just pin it to my shirt or something and walk around and you can hear me well. There was a I'm going to start mentioning a bunch of different like websites, and I'm not going to remember to put them all in the show notes, but there's one. What is his name? Oh man, I can't remember what the channel was called. He's like I think it's the frugal something, frugal. Oh man, I can't remember, but he does like videography and stuff. I wish now I hate mentioning things and not being able to tell people exactly what it is, because I know when people do that for me, I'm like, what was that? Let me see if I can pull up my screen here real quick and find it. Let's see if it'll tell me. YouTube. Let's see. Of course, every time I log in, it gives me different recommendations. Okay, the Frugal Filmmaker. So yeah, he had something on a little mic setup, but he builds all kinds of stuff on the cheap, like with PVC and like PVC stands and things like that. And there's some cool stuff there. You might want to check that out on YouTube. I was hoping I could get through this little cap full of ink before having to refill it, but I might run out. We'll see. Yeah, there's just so much stuff to do before the convention, but I didn't want to not do these Fan Art Friday videos. Because I know there's not a lot, but there's a few people out there that wait for them to come out. And this one's going to go up late. I want to try to get them done on Thursday, but not today. It's already, my time, it's already almost 1 o'clock, and it's going to take a little while for me to load that. And I'm on the west coast, not west coast, but west side of the country, of the US of A. So for some of you people on the East Coast, it's kind of late. But I don't care. I know it's called Fan Art Friday, but most people don't need to watch it or have to watch it on the first day anyway. That's just when I update. All right, I'm almost done, really. Just gotta do a little more crackle here. I don't know if I should carry these to the end or not. I guess this, oops, should come down. Have some more of this. Continue this crackle appearing down here in the corner. Let's do a few motion lines here. This thing is hard to get any. I know a lot of people like that dry brush technique, and I like it too when other people do it. I like my stuff to be a little tighter, but it's not working today, so I think that'll work. Maybe some, oops, little sparks coming out of this where the wires are being cut. Yeah, my brush just split. It's starting to do that. That's why I gotta keep it wet so it doesn't start splitting like that. All right, I think that's pretty good. Oh, maybe I should show more of the thumbs there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and sign my name. Look how, look at that, gross. It's all. Gotta get some ink on this thing. There we go. So that is Eric Mingle's Ocho, and like I said, I'll leave a link to his stuff, and check out his Kickstarter. I contributed to it, and I'm anxious to get some more books from him. If I didn't get it through the Kickstarter, I buy it from him in person. So anyway, there we go. So that concludes another Fan Art Friday, and my camera didn't cut out, so hopefully this new camera will work great for what I need. And please, if you got anything out of this at all, like the video, comment, leave like the video, comment, share, all that stuff. And until then, I'll see, for Fan Art Friday, I'll see you next Friday. But I should have hopefully more than a few videos coming out before then, because I got some stuff in the works. So it's been great, and I'll see you later. And that is all.